Welcome, guys. Here with the Rock Lansing interviews. I have Izzy from Conquer Divide. Welcome.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Um, you're you're very welcome. I'm glad to have you on for interview. I guess the first question is because y y as a band, you guys are kind of from all over the place. Like, can you kind
Mhm.
of tell a little bit of like origin story, how you guys come together as a band and how that happened?
So Kristen used to be in a couple of mostly female bands here in Michigan, and she always wanted to start like an all-girl metalcore project. And then she kind of reached out to everyone. Well, she started trying to do it in Michigan, and for starters, it's hard enough trying to find members that in general, but then when you're trying to find members that are just women, it's even trickier. So she kind of expanded her search to worldwide by just looking on YouTube and looking online. Kia at the time had posted a video of her singing, and Kristen reached out to her and she auditioned. And the same with me, I was posting covers on YouTube when I was like 16, 17, 18, and that's how she found me. So it was just all through the internet, really.
That's cool. I mean, it's an interesting way to put a band together.
Mm-hmm.
And um, so how did you guys end up working with 10 years?
Mm-hmm. So we actually are label mates.
Okay.
So that's how that connection started. And we went on a tour with them, actually two tours last year, and it was great. They were really nice guys. And so that's where the connection was because we're label mates.
Yeah, the Optimus song is killer.
Mhm.
So I guess for you, who growing up did you idolize like as idolize like as an artist, or like as a female artist and a male artist if you have one?
Mhm. So I do have pretty early memories of when Evanescence first came out and when Avril Lavigne first came out. That was really the first time I had seen like an edgier female in the music scene. And that was huge for me because me and a lot of my friends, we were listening to more like girl groups and pop artists, you know? So when they came out, we were like, me and my friends actually, and we were young, we were maybe like 8, 9, 10. We thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and we would always have like arguments about who was better, Amy Lee or Avril Lavigne. But growing up, I was always around rock music because that's what my dad liked to play. He liked to play like Metallica and Iron Maiden. And then after I picked up my guitar, I got into heavier metal. Like, well, I would consider it heavier, like metalcore and lower tunings. And when I started, probably about like my late teens, thinking that I actually would like to play in a band. I was listening to more bands like August Burns Red and Parkway Drive, which I still listen to now. But so that's kind of long story short for me.
What about the band Kitty? Did Kitty have an impact on you personally?
So growing up, not me personally, no. So Kitty, I never actually really heard about Kitty until I'd moved to the States. Because I grew up in England, so I hadn't heard of them. But again, last year we played a show with them, and actually two shows.
Havoc.
They're so they're so cool, and we played with them in Chicago. They're so sick and so nice. So that was a really nice experience. But growing up, they weren't prevalent in my uh influences, I guess, but they're so
Yeah.
sick. I love them.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Havoc Fest where you guys played last year, and so did
Mhm.
Kitty. So that was actually the first time I saw Kitty, and they were great. I was
Yeah, yeah, they
impressed.
put on a really good show, a really good show, and they're pretty old school as well. They still like have like the amps and everything, which is kind of nice to see, because we're all digital, so they
Yeah,
still
if
rock
they
and
think
roll.
things have changed over the years. Um,
Mhm.
I guess where's your guys' most surprising fan base and in the world? Is there a place you guys went, you're like, wow, we have a crazy amount of following here?
So we are lucky enough to have toured Europe twice, and the first time we went to Paris, we were told, "Hey, like, don't take it personally if the Paris crowd don't like move, or they don't um, show you a lot of energy. Sometimes they can be a little bit." We were told that they were a little bit snubbier.
Yeah,
But every single time we've played Paris, it's been amazing, and they've been so receptive, and they start mosh pits instantly. The second time we played Paris was actually on a boat, which is really cool in the Seine, and it was docked, but we try and get jumping going in a lot of our songs, and you could feel like the boat rocking, which was really kind of weird, but really cool.
yeah, that's cool. When I interviewed Aaron Jones, he loves France in general, and they have a pretty good love affair with him too. So it was kind of interesting to hear you say Paris. That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and what bands have you guys not toured with that you would just love to like be on a tour with or be on a bill with?
Mm. I would love to play with Spirit Box, Bring Me the Horizon. They're pretty big, pretty big. I'm actually really excited after Rocket Lansing, we're doing a couple of shows of Virtue, which I'm really excited to do as well. So they're up there as well because we released a song with them, and I'm excited to finally hang out with them. I know they're doing the kickoff party the
Hmm?
night before. So yeah, we're going to be doing three shows of them afterwards, which is fun. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
'cause it's part of the road to Rockville, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like the tour you guys
Yes,
are doing.
we're
So
on the road to Rockville, but we're not playing Rockville. So we're
yeah,
like halfway road to Rockville.
yeah. I know Damon and Tyler a little bit.
Mhm.
There's some good dudes, and you know, Lansing's own of Virtue. So that's cool. Um,
Yeah,
and
I'm glad they're doing the kickoff party. When we did Welcome to Rockville a couple of years ago. And we played the pre-party as well as the first day. And the pre-party was amazing. I would argue it was even better than the festival day that we played because it was evening and everybody was kind of ready to rock. And we had an earlier slot at Welcome to Rockville for the actual festival. But the pre-party was great. It was amazing.
and
So good vibes.
you guys have collabed with like Attack Attack. You guys have collabed with A Virtue, and we talk about 10 years.
Mhm,
But you even Electric Callboy, like
mhm,
you guys have like kind of done songs with a lot of pretty big bands out there.
mhm.
What do you contribute that with? It's just they like what you guys do and it kind of jives, or how does that come about?
It's just all about I guess like being in the right place at the right time. Electric Callboy, Fuckboy happened because we got the moves and we were in the studio at the time and Kristen was like, "Hey, check out this music video. It's absolutely hilarious." So at the time we were watching it at the studio and I think Kristen like tweeted one of the guys from Electric Callboy, and then like he messaged back like, "Oh, I love your band. We should collab." So that's how that happened. It was just all through like a tweet or an Instagram DM. I can't quite remember, but it was just a message. So you never know what's gonna happen.
Have you had like obviously you had Electric Cowboy reach out, but have you had other well-named artists reach out and you're like, holy shit, that's pretty cool.
Not that I can think of, but it's always, I feel like when it comes to collabs, um, apart from Electric Callboy, a lot of them have been like people that we already know.
Yeah.
So for example, the Attack Attack collab came because we had already toured with them a couple of times and we know they're great guys and we love Chris's voice. Um, but I can't think of anybody that has reached out that is super big that we've denied. We've tried ourselves to get a couple of people and been turned down, but I'm honestly really happy with all the collabs that we've done. It's just been if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, And what's a song that, because a lot of bands like open like with a ripper song or a song that gets the crowd going. Is there a few songs that you guys like to open with, open your set with?
We always open with Atonement.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like we decided after we released Slow Burn, we decided to open with Atonement because it kind of comes in straight away and it's the first song on the album as well.
Hmm.
And we actually have a intro that one of our Patreoners made for us. So we have like a an extended intro to the song as well, that one of our fans, Will from Spain, made, which is really cool. So, and we
The
still use it. Yeah.
and you guys have that video out there about the mean tweets, which I just think is hilarious.
Yes.
What kind of inspired you guys to do that video?
So I think it had already been done before. I can't remember who else does the mean tweets like idea, but
Conan
yeah,
or
I think so.
Letterman or
Or
somebody? Yeah,
Fallon, somebody
yeah,
does it. And we kind of thought like, well, this would be hilarious for us because we always get like silly messages, you know. Actually, or we used to, I guess. Or maybe I just don't go to read comments that much anymore. Who knows? I'm sure if we go dig through, we could make like a part two.
yeah. I just when I saw it, it cracked me up. I thought it was funny, and you guys are kind of you know making fun of just people being ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you have to have, whenever you put yourself out there, especially on the internet, really, in any way, you have to have tough skin because people can really say whatever they want. So you just can't let it hurt your feelings and just laugh at stuff, you know?
yeah, you gotta have to like let it roll off, but sometimes it's just like, yeah.
Mhm.
Not, I definitely feel that. And would there maybe be an opportunity at Rock Lansing for the Virtue Boys to come on and do the?
I hope so. I hope so. That's the plan. That is the plan. We haven't fully, fully 100% got it, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. We've talked to them about it. Yeah.
That would be that'd be cool because last year um Nonpoint he they came out for favorite song and with Taproot and
Mhm.
what's the Nonpoint lead singer, I can't think of his name right now, but he
Mhm.
came out and they sang that song and it was pretty cool to see that, so that'd be awesome if
Yeah.
that happened.
And Bad Dreams is actually my favorite song of ours to play live right now. So of course, like they better come out when we do those three shows with them. Because they don't have an excuse, they're going to be on the road with us. I'm not 100% what their plans are on Saturday, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're sticking around. So
I
if they're there,
I
we'll
think
make them come on with us.
I think they'll be in the area and they know where to go if they need a ticket to the festival, so
Mhm.
yeah. But I kind of want to talk about talk a little bit about Slow Burn.
Mhm.
From your first album, I feel like I think there's more depth and complexity, in just the different styles that you guys do. Can you talk a little bit about like from your like 2015 album, kind of what the direction I feel like you changed a little bit because
Yeah,
like you go from Atonement to Only Girl, and like Only Girl is kind of more like a ballad type.
yeah.
Um, so is it just you guys are trying to kind of be just are you trying to kind of just really showcase what you guys all can do, and you're not just
Yeah.
like we're not just a metal band, we have more depth and complexity?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like back in 2015 when we released the self-titled, it was very much of the era with like metalcore and everything. Like it was all about like heavy, fast, down, like oh well, alternate picking riffs. And then the lyrical content, even though we still relate to some of it, it was quite like you hurt me, I'm pissed about it kind of thing. Like it, whereas in Slow Burn lyrically, we kind of talk more about like away from just feelings. Like we have like stuff that touches on like global warming and really like more like world issues as well as domestic violence. So we took a bit more of a serious approach, but also we're all older as well. So I feel like we've matured along with it. And we all have very different influences as well. I don't know whether it's obvious or not, but when it comes to like our choruses, we're very influenced by pop. So we like to like go really heavy, and then we also like to write softer stuff. And we thought it would be a disservice to just kind of be like, well, we're supposed to be a metal band, so let's just keep it all heavy, you know? Or the other way, like let's just do all light. So we just kind of wanted to cast the net wide. And it's great as well because when we get tour offers with from other bands, we can be like, all right, what kind of set are we going to play? Are we going to play like a lighter rock set, or are we going to do the heavier songs? So it kind of gives us a little bit more variety as well.
Yeah, I think I mean I think from start to finish that the album it's great. Like you guys have a lot of depth in there and um I mean for me personally, I was just blown away when I saw you guys at Havoc. It's the first time I saw you guys live and
Mhm.
yeah, on the stage. I mean, and that's as a live performer, that's really what I'm looking for is like you get the crowd going and all that, you know, all that type of stuff. And um,
Mhm.
so is what is your guys like album cycle? Is it like you guys are working on like a new album now, or is it that it's not in the works yet?
So we have a couple of demos and a couple of ideas. Kia's going to be actually recording some vocals for a new song early next week before we come to Rocket. And then we do have a couple of songwriting sessions at the end of the month as well. I feel like after the festival and after these few dates with Of Virtue, we're probably going to take a little bit of a break from touring just so we can focus and really get in like songwriting mode because that's kind of how we work best with within the band, especially Kristen. She's very like touring mode and then writing mode, and she does um a lot of the vocal writing, like the melodies and the lyrics, and then Kia will come in behind and um, put her own spin on it. But yeah, we're about to go into songwriting mode. But we're not entirely sure because we just released Bad Dreams, and we're actually not sure whether that's going to be on the third album or not yet. Because it's kind of like, or whether it's going to be a standalone.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and you know, somebody that doesn't, someone that doesn't say somebody coming out the Rock Lansing that hasn't heard of you guys before and doesn't know like what your guys' stage show and live show is like. What can you how can you describe it so they kind of know what to expect from you guys?
We like to have fun and we like to do like crowd participation. Our set at Rock Lansing is gonna be very varied, you know? So yeah, it's gonna be very varied. So there's gonna be something for everybody.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
Mhm.
I think that's all the questions I have for you. And I just want to say I appreciate you coming on and taking the time today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul. Thanks.